welcome to everyone around the world tuning in for Canva Create.
We are coming to you live from the YouTube Theatre right here in Hollywood Park.
Today is our biggest product launch since Canva was founded. These products have already completely changed the way we work, and we cannot wait to get them in all of your hands.
Today we are launching products that will completely reinvent your workflows.
Products that will help you harness the power of data.
Products that will amplify your creative potential.
And products that will reimagine what you can achieve with Canva.
Let's just set the stage. We are entering a new era of work across every industry, every profession, every organization. Everything is changing. Over the last decade, we have seen an explosion of visual content. The way we work, create, and collaborate is evolving at lightning speed.
At Canva, we believe new technologies like AI should amplify human potential and help you achieve your goals like never before. We set out to do this a decade ago by empowering the world to design. The impact of that has been extraordinary. More than 230 million people design with Canva every month. And we just hit a new record. In just 1 month, you have all created 1 billion designs.
And this makes Canva the biggest, most loved design platform in the world.
But we believe that the true magic happens when these two worlds are brought together. When productivity meets creativity. We're extraordinarily excited to unveil products that help bring productivity and creativity together like never before.
Hi, who are you? What's your name? What do you do?
Hi, I'm Meredith. I'm from Canva. I am a developer advocate over at Canva, so I'm here talking about our developers program.
Thanks. And what does the developers advocate do?
Yeah, so I help build out our developer community, find new people to join in, build apps and integrations with Canva, show them the art of the possible, and then also get feedback on the product to make sure that we continue to build the roadmap in the right direction.
Oh, okay, great. And then all of the different sub-app, those are all Canva, or they could be third-party, and that's all part of the developer community?
A majority of them are actually going to be built by third parties using our Canva Developers program, where you can find all of our documentation and get started for free at canva.dev. And it helps them really grow their user base. So we've had a ton of startups who use us as their growth strategy. One of our startups that we were talking with last week said we are their #2 referral source for upgrade traffic on their website. So it's a great opportunity for people to get access to a different user base, a really engaged and excited user base, and a constantly growing user base as well.
Yeah, so what do you want to show today in terms of some of your features?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, we just launched a bunch of new Canva AI features last week at Canva Create.
Hey everyone, I'm Ivy, product lead for Discovery.
And I'm CJ, head of design for Gen AI. Our team is so excited to share some big AI advancements with y'all.
This next launch will completely transform the way you work in Canva.
Over the last decade, we've built the world's most loved design platform.
Over the last few years, AI has already accelerated what you can do in Canva. But we wondered, can we make AI even more accessible and intuitive?
The answer is yes. We're incredibly excited to show you what the team has been working on. Introducing, drumroll please, Canva AI.
It all starts here on the homepage. Alongside your existing designs and the visual suite, you'll see a deceptively simple new bar. Here, you can search your own designs, browse through millions of templates, and now get started with Canva AI, all in one spot.
Canva AI brings our most loved AI features together into one interface, where designing is as easy as having a conversation. You can start creating with Design for Me, create an image, and draft a doc. Let's try the first one, Design for Me.
So you can see with Canva AI here on the homepage, you're able to prompt to design, create an image, draft a doc, or even code for me. People are really excited about this one as well, being able to vibe code directly on Canva. Now, these aren't available just yet in the Canva Developers program, but we are hoping to get APIs for them sooner rather than later to be able to support developers creating on all platforms. We're in beta for just the features right now, so if you are one of the first million users to unlock the new features, you'll be able to play around with Canva AI, give us some feedback, and help us improve the product before we roll it out to every single one of our 230 million users now.
That's amazing. That's crazy.
Yeah, so definitely opt in if you can. And then with our developers program, you're able to create apps for the Canva editor. So you can go ahead and create an app. Once it's actually running, so I have it up and running on my local machine, I could create an app, and then it'll automatically be able to preview that app directly in the Canva editor. So you have access over this entire side panel here as part of the Canva developer. Once you're ready to launch it, you'll submit it to our app review process. It'll go through a couple checks, make sure it works as expected, and then also make sure it looks and feels nice in Canva. And then once it's ready to launch, it'll be in this apps marketplace. So when Canva end users click on this tab, they're able to see all of the apps from our third parties and be able to use that directly in their app. So Pattern AI, one of our developers from our program, is right here in the editor. So now as a user, I can go ahead and type a prompt. I don't know, let's go ahead and say I want cats and pasta or something. We'll make it cutesy, and we want to generate 2 different images. This is my experience as a Canva end user. I'm able to actually get access to those tools directly in the Canva editor, and then I'm going to be able to use them directly in a Canva design. So it makes your product as a developer way more sticky, because now I'm going to go ahead and add it as a background, and now in Canva there's a practical use case for it other than generating it on a third-party website. Now I can go ahead and maybe use this as my background for my laptop, maybe print it as wrapping paper on Canva, and so it makes it much more tangible, and now users are probably going to come back more and more to your product.
So the SDK allows them to integrate with the different Canva functions, makes it more seamless, so they don't have to download it and then upload it and get it back into the system.
Exactly,
and things like that.
yeah. So this UI is hosted on Canva's side, but it's able to communicate with any of your backend or middleware that you need to generate those.
So was this way of building the developer community, it seems some innovation went in here on Canva's part. Was there like a innovative approach, or did other companies do it similarly? And
yeah, so we actually took an iterative approach. We originally created our developers program as like standalone entry points. So you could create an editing feature, you could create a publishing feature, so using the share tab. And we found that people wanted to actually create a more holistic approach, right? So we looked back at it and we looked at our own product and we're like, we need to APIify and move to an API first version of the product. So everything that you access through the Canva Developers program are the same APIs we actually use internally too.
cool. And so can you go back to how I would vibe code? So you just come up with an idea.
Hey everyone, I'm Allie, Head of Design Experience here at Canva. So I want to ask all of you here today, who here can code? Okay. I see a few hands, but certainly not everyone. Before Canva, most people didn't think they'd ever be able to design either. And now, millions of people design in Canva every day. So, just like we empowered the world to design a decade ago, we're going to do the same for coding. Introducing Canva Code. Now, for the first time ever, anyone can create not just visual, but interactive experiences. No coding skills required. You'll find Canva Code right on the homepage in Canva AI. Just enter a prompt and describe what you want to build in a few sentences. And it can be almost anything you can imagine. A quiz, a game, an interactive calculator, and then watch Canva code it for you. It's true. You don't need to know HTML or CSS. It does all the hard work. And then, once it's built, You can add your custom-coded widget to any design, like a presentation, or publish it as a website. But to truly see what's possible with Canva Code, we had to put it in your hands. So last week, we assembled a group of 25 people, from teachers to business owners to students, and we asked them a simple question. If you could code, what would you build? Let's see what they created.
Okay, everyone. We are extraordinarily excited to have you all here today. Who here has coded before? Never. You have? Yeah. What have you created? Yeah, it's going to be exciting. You should see a new button that says Canva AI. If you click on that, you should see a button that says Code for Me. We are just going to put in whatever we've ever dreamed about.
I feel like study guide, maybe. My family's company. We don't have a website, so I think this will be really helpful for us.
A horror-based video game based on my dog.
There we go.
Oh, it's coding. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness, you've got to be kidding me. It's built.
It just created like almost 140 lines in seconds.
How long would that take in real time?
Like hours.
This is light speed.
Okay, everyone. Let me know when your codes have finished generating. I'd love to see what you've all been creating.
So I made a website as an artist. I wanted people to be able to like type in how they're feeling, and then one of my songs would be recommended.
So I created a puzzle for kids with autism. It's a sensory game.
I was to create a interactive study app, flashcards, quizzes.
This is Boba Buddy, sort of a dashboard website where you can find all of the bubble tea or boba shops in your area.
We made a multiplication game. It makes math a lot easier in school if you have all of this memorized, right?
The thing that blew me away about Canva Code is how fast it was.
Simple, you know, you just have an idea and it can come to life in a matter of minutes.
Who can now create with Canva Code? Excellent. Well done, everyone.
So this is our homepage. You can go ahead and click Code for Me. You can come up with an idea, say interactive cards for all of the speakers at AI User Conference. Let me go ahead and grab the AI User Conference website. And then we'll grab the speakers page, maybe. So we'll give it that context. Here is the speaker list.
Oh, it's able to go to the website and interrogate it.
Yeah, so it's going to go ahead and, it can't access that URL actually. But it did let us know that it's not able to access that data.
And it tells you why, or why it can't, and stuff like that.
And so it's going to automatically start building out the HTML and CSS for us. And again, we just launched this Thursday last week, so it is brand new. Early access only, first million users. We want to make code accessible to everybody, so you don't have to be a hardcore developer to be able to create interactive prototypes.
So what's the large language model behind it? Can you explain a little bit about the kind of architecture and then what you've integrated with?
Not actually 100% sure what the models are behind it. We have done a lot of work with OpenAI. We have a pretty deep integration with OpenAI, so I wouldn't be surprised if OpenAI was one of our main partners behind the scene, but I'm not 100% sure actually. Yeah.
And what's it doing now? Creating the HTML?
It's creating our mock data for our speakers right now.
Okay,
so you can see it's creating that JSON object of all of the speakers.
So mock data in terms of they'll create synthetic data into the system that you can see how it would look.
Yeah, because it told us it wasn't able to read that URL.
So how did it know to do the mock data? It just says, okay, I can't get the data, so I'll just create the data and show how it would look. And you didn't have to tell it to do that or anything?
I just asked it to create interactive cards for all of the speakers at the conference.
There's a lot of speakers.
Yeah. So now we're writing a little bit of JavaScript here to make it interactive. Looks like we're ready. So let's go ahead and see what it created. So we can go ahead and click on the view details. Created all of this with the very simple prompt of I want interactive cards for speakers at AI User Conference.
Now, how did it know what an interactive card was? I thought it was like a greeting card and a puppy would come up and it would say hi, but no, this is a card of data of the speakers, and then it shows their bio and links to their right? And it came up with a format on its own?
It came up with a format on its own. So I'd be able to prompt it and tell it, like, okay, maybe that's not the format I wanted, and be able to make changes to it. So it's going to just make its best guess based off of what it seems like you're trying to do, and also what it's learned in the past, of, like what an interactive card is. But if this isn't quite right, you can go ahead and back and prompt it and then create a new version with those new versions.
And then pre-prompt, you give it your brand, colors, and identity. It would know, because sometimes, ChatGPT, OpenAI, when you're creating a little project, it has these little buttons on the bottom that say, tell us what are the parameters and how you want, what kind of voice do you want, and then it does what it does based upon some of those. Like you could say my brand colors are, gradient purple or something like that.
Exactly. So it's going to go, I think it's going to be biased towards Canva colors. So if you're familiar with like our purple and blue gradient, as you can see, it's kind of mimicking that here.
Because it knows your Canva, but if it was XYZ Joe Schmo, then it would learn my colors and stuff like that. Okay.
But yeah, so I think we have some example prompts if I go back to the home page. So if you go to make a historical timeline, you can see also some other ways of how to prompt it. Or maybe an interactive website.
Oh, down here.
Yeah, so there's tons of also like samples to help you get started if you're not really sure.
So they're equivalent of templates.
Yeah,
so
to help you get started. We're in the process of creating the content right now. We just had our event last week, so there was a ton of videos that'll be coming out of that.
Did you go down? It was in LA, right?
Yes, I was in LA.
Was it fun?
It was amazing, and the Canva audience is so fun to be around. And there's so many different use cases because, again, we have 230 million users, so all of the different use cases, you're hearing people come in.
So there must be a huge big data thing in the back end that you guys are collecting use cases and tracking errors, and I guess any company does that, but that many users doing this much creative work,
Yeah, we've got a really robust library that we're hoping to train on as much as possible.
Nice.
We do have like security settings, so you will be able to opt out of training data. We know like some industries are very, very private about their data, and we want to make sure that we're respecting people's data privacy. But yeah, it's really helpful for us if you do share your data because it helps us make all of these tools better and improve them throughout time.
So any other things that you guys did on launch, or you want to show some other features or anything like that?
I'll just quickly show this one that was also really exciting. So Canva just launched spreadsheets.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
that was pretty amazing.
Hello everyone, I'm James from the product team.
And I'm Jade from our engineering team.
Jade, I don't know if you heard, but the Visual Suite is now all in one design.
Yes, I might have heard that once or twice. And we are so excited about the Visual Suite 2.0. But there has been something missing. Something that will make it even better. It's a missing piece that has something to do with
Data. Data is now a critical part of design. If you think about charts, forms, reports, dashboards, or infographics, this is all visual storytelling that starts with data.
Data also fuels the best marketing content today. It makes it personalized, it's localized, and it's responsive across every channel. But working with data is still incredibly complex, and it's inaccessible to most people. And this is something we've heard loud and clear, time and time again, and it's come through in all of your wishes and requests.
As you know, at Canva, we love to make complex things simple. So today, we're going to grant your wishes for a better way to work with and visualize data. We are so excited to bring the full power of data to Canva.
And bring that one missing piece to the Visual Suite.
All right, this is going to be massive. Can we get another drum roll? Introducing Canva Sheets.
Welcome Canva Sheets to the Visual Suite 2.0. Now, maybe not here, but some of you might be wondering, why was it so important to bring Sheets to Canva?
Because we believe data is a critical ingredient for the future of design and the key to designing at scale. Let me show you why Canva Sheets is unlike any spreadsheet you've used before. Firstly, it's easy to use, and of course, it's beautifully visual, just like the rest of Canva. Built for the AI era, Canva Sheets does the hard work for you. With magic formulas, you'll never need to memorize a single formula ever again. And with Magic Insights, analyzing your data is beautifully simple. It just takes one click. So, with Canva Sheets, everyone is a data expert.
Sheets is also seamlessly connected to the rest of the visual suite, so you can work with your data directly inside a doc or a presentation. There's no more switching tools every time you have to update a number.
Think of Sheets as the new data layer that powers the rest of Canva. And that's just the beginning. The real power of Canva Sheets is what it unlocks for your workflow, which brings us to our next two launches.
So using the power of Canva Sheets, we are unlocking the ability for you to design with data and create content like never before. Because today, everyone's a content creator.
For example, marketers need to create personalized designs, write tailored copy, translate into multiple languages, and then resize everything for every platform.
And that's why we launched Magic Studio in 2023, to help you create content faster than ever with the help of AI.
But there was still a challenge. You could only do this one design at a time. But one design at a time is inefficient when you need to create hundreds, if not thousands of assets for a single campaign.
So today, we're going to make it easy to create incredible content at scale. And we're going to do that by bringing Canva Sheets and Magic Studio together to give you Magic Studio at scale. So now you can go from one design to many in just a few clicks.
And it's all powered by Canva Sheets.
Let's see it in action. So with Canva Sheets, you can use Magic Write to generate an entire month's worth of copy with just one personalized prompt. And next, we can take things global. With one click, Translate will rewrite your content into over 100 languages. You go from one language to many in seconds. And we know just how much this community loves background remover. So instead of going one image at a time, you can now remove the backgrounds from all of your images at once. And then with Bulk Create, which is seamlessly integrated into Canva Sheets, you can select your data and transform a single design into many, each of them customized with your content. And finally, let's use Magic Resize to get everything into the right format. Ready to go live, and ta-da! That is a whole month's worth of content done in minutes.
So that's really handy. They're really going to be design driven, so it's going to make it really easy to be able to track data, create plans. So these are just some templates, and so this way you can easily also then do bulk actions, like asset tracking. Yeah, so maybe I want to go ahead and translate this description. So I'm going to go ahead and select that column. When I go up to actions, I'm able to actually do translation. So I can go ahead and translate the text in a cell. So maybe let's go ahead and translate that to Spanish. And you can also choose a tone of voice here. And we'll just leave it as original. And we're going to add it as a new column. And so now it's actually translated in bulk those descriptions into Spanish for me.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is going to be really handy for also doing insights and bulk AI at scale to support your creation workflows.
Nice. So it's not just like a regular spreadsheet. It's integrated with a lot of Canva functions.
And I mean,
as well.
even like we have, this one got a major reaction from the crowd. We have like Magic Insights. And it's basically like spreadsheet functions without you having to ever write a function ever again.
So I don't have to do pivot table or absolute thing of this.
Yeah,
You just
so
kind
it's
of
like, What is the average creation date? And so it's actually going to be able to read that data and give me the insights that I'm looking for without having to do another pivot table ever again, remembering how to use. I always get this wrong. It's a sum if, but I always want to count if. Never going to make that mistake ever again. And it's going to be able to tell me some average insights directly on that. So I'm able to quickly see average creation date is going to be middle of June. There was 11 things are being created, 6 unique dates. Here's how it breaks down onto the dates of when everything's going to be available. So it's able to give us insights really quickly into the data without having to know how to be an Excel wizard to get all of that information.
So what's uniquely Canva about this? I mean, obviously there's these spreadsheet functions and Copilot does similar types of things. And I could also see this would be part of a workflow. Data would come in from a certain system, would go through this, Canvified, and then maybe output it somewhere, right? So what is that Canvification that this spreadsheet function can do?
So we're also going to make it really easy to create content. So I'm going to go ahead and I think if I go ahead and bulk actions, you're going to be able to bulk create. So being able to select a range of data. We're going to go A4 to G13 here. Oh, and then I need to include the header. Okay. So I'm going to be able to also bulk create designs here as well. So if I need to create assets at scale, so I get this in from my team. Here are all of the assets. Here's all the copy that needs to go with it. Let's go ahead and bulk create a bunch of designs. So I need a text field, so let's go ahead and add a heading. We're going to go ahead and attach that to data. And we're going to give that the item name. And then the background, we're going to go ahead and connect that to data. And we're going to be able to grab that from the thumbnail. And so now I'm going to be able to create at scale. So it's going to be able to create 11 designs really quickly here. So now all of those designs were created. And we're able to see every single one of that. So we see hero image with that photo. So we're able to really quickly create content at scale.
So this seems like personalization on scale based upon some kind of data structure analytics in the back end, right?
Exactly, yeah. Data at scale, personalization at scale, translation at scale. It's going to really help create all of that content that you need for your entire audience in one simple tool.
All right, so thank you very much. I really appreciate your time. Where can people go to get more information if they're a developer or want to learn more about the developer program?
Yeah, if you want to learn more about the developer program, go to canva.dev, so canva.dev, and that'll take you to all of our Canva documentation. It's free to get started there. And then if you just go to the Canva homepage, you can check out all of the new AI features.
Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.